very well.
I am very well. How about you? Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much. It's been a long time, yeah?
Yeah, it was last year, right?
Yeah. For some reason, my camera is not working, right? You can see me.
Yes, I see you clearly.
Great. Thank you. It's just like that from my side. Everyone is doing great from your side, and happy International Peace Day to everyone.
Happy Peace Day too, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I would like to thank you for this initiative, and thank you for all the work you're doing. It's really great to see your efforts and all the great work you're doing. So thank you so much for this.
I'm really thankful because I didn't expect that you would approve my initiative. So
it's really our honor. So not at all. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Because it's morning in Lebanon, right? And here is afternoon.
Yep. The time difference. Yeah. Yes, indeed.
So we will just be casual. Don't worry about that. It will be just 50 minutes or 40 minutes, maximum 1 hour. So it will be just a casual conversation. Don't worry.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm really excited to start. So looking forward.
Sure. So Vera, maybe you can start first to introduce yourself so many followers and supporters of Pandai Indonesia can know better about you and also Piece of Arts Lebanon.
Thank you so much. First of all, my name is Vera Maula. I am the president of Piece of Art organization. Piece of Art is a youth-led initiative which started in 2016 in Lebanon. We are targeting one of the most neglected areas in Lebanon, which is North Bekaa. We have created the first arts institution and academy for professional arts education and peace building initiatives in the North Bekaa. Our organization basically focuses on the youth and children. This is our target audience. Our programs vary from peace building, conflict resolution, building dialogue, building bridges between youth, especially youth who are coming from different backgrounds, depending on religion, nationality, and all these borders that are usually virtual borders. And we're focusing on the strength of diversity and reconciliation and acceptance of the other. We're also empowering youth to be active change makers in their society using arts, using peaceful tools and nonviolent tools and materials in order to build on it and take part in their own community, be active citizens. Yeah, so this is in brief. Thank you. Usually we work with different types of arts. So we work with music, which includes different disciplines. We work also with filmmaking, short movies, photography, theater, drawing, painting, and so on. And we're trying to incubate other types of arts as youth request. And at the same time, we're trying to bring professional trainers from Lebanon or from outside Lebanon as volunteers and exchange programs. Yeah.
I see. So,
thank you.
Thank you so much, Vera. It's so inspiring. And 2016 is same as Pandai. It's also we established in 2016 December. So more or less similar time.
Yep, that's really interesting. As if it's meant to be, yeah? Well,
I want to ask, what is your main motivation to establish Piece of Art Lebanon? Because this is a volunteer work, and this is very challenging too, especially because related to conflict and then reconciliation and resolution. What is your call? What is the first time that becomes your motivation, that you become so strong?
Thank you so much. Basically, there are different reasons. One of which is the fact that this area is very neglected. So there are no institutions, no facilities for arts development and cultural development, no spaces even to meet as youth, right? So this is something which is very dangerous, because how comes me as a youth, I can't meet other youth from the neighboring villages. I can't even have a space to work on projects, to even speak, right? This is something very fundamental and very, very humane. At the same time, also the nature of this area is, and this is something in all Lebanon, we have different confessions and different sectarian and religional backgrounds. And since the days of the Lebanese Civil War, this tension and this conflict has been present between these different backgrounds, which is something that shouldn't be, because everyone is different and everyone should be accepting of the others' differences, and we should embrace this as a strength. And this has caused, especially the area of North Beqa, to become kind of like islands. Yeah, so each village is a representation of a certain background or a certain religion, and this is creating this virtual border and barrier between youth. So you don't see youth from a certain village interacting and working with and speaking with youth from the other village, which is not normal, right? And this is something has been for a very long time and needs to end. So we wanted to create a safe space for youth to come, to see each other, to see different perspectives, to learn to accept other, to at the same time work on transforming the cultural and structural fundamental conditions of the area, to build on a new generation, a new culture, if we can say, that accepts all this diversity and builds this new environment. So building on peace and reconciliation.
I see. So, did you start by yourself or together with some other people, Vera?
No, we were a group of youth. Actually, each of us had a different background. So one of us is a graphic designer, one of us is a musician, the other is a painter, drawer, the other is a photographer. So we combined our backgrounds together, and we started this space, this small space, and which grew with the years and with the experience, and now we have a very large group, and it's really great to and the most interesting thing is that everyone of the group who started Piece of Art is from a different background as well, so it's also in our own structure. Yeah, so it's at the same time giving the example for youth and building on this example to expand it, if expression is correct.
I see. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Was it started in time of your college time or after your college time, or like?
No.
And from where did you know this group of youth, and then how could you start the collaboration? I'm just curious about that.
Yeah, well, it's interesting how usually when you have something as a passion or interest, it usually brings people together, right? So we didn't know each other before, and we kind of met with this interest, and this is what brought us together. So one through the other, and we came to know each other. When we started, I was still in the college. I was still completing my bachelor's and later my master's. It was something at the same time. So I was working on both sides, on the volunteering side and on the educational side, in parallel.
I see. Okay. And then, most of the activities in Piece of Art Lebanon also supported by volunteers or by the members that recruited. Which one? Is it just temporary volunteer or it's real members?
We depend a lot on volunteers. So most of our projects are with volunteers, and as well as trainers. We also the fact that we are in a neglected area. This also makes it hard to find usually specialized and experienced trainers and specialists from the area. So because of the nature of this, it's a rural area, and at the same time, no institutions, educational institutions, and so on. So sometimes we depend on people from outside the area around Lebanon, and at the same time from outside. So it's not always volunteers. It's also depending on trainers. But we have a very, very large pool of volunteers as well, who are very motivated youth, who want to change their area, who wanted to change their community, and who really believe in the message of Piece of Art and its vision. So we are really, really proud of all the youth who are working with us, and it's really thanks to their efforts and the efforts of all the teams that we are who we are right now.
I see. Yes, actually, same. Pane also rely on the power of volunteers and supporters, something like that. So I want to share a bit about Pane. It was established in 2016 when I did my master's in Costa Rica. If you know about UPeace, it's a United Nations mandated university for peace, and I continued that in Philippines in Ateneo de Manila University. Then I brought back home to Borneo and to Jakarta, and our focus on peace education. But sometimes some parts we also have arts and movie. But most of the time we focus on educating youths and also collaboration with interfaith and intercultural community for community service. For example, making project to clean up different house of worship like church or mosque or Hindu temple. And sometimes we also collaborate to make workshop and training so the youth can have practical skills in solving their daily life conflict. Because when youths listen about conflict, usually they will imagine big types of conflict like conflict in the country or the military conflict, something like that. But they also curious about how to be realistic and practical in solving their conflicts with their friends, with their families. So I think these several years, Pandey tried to focus on that issue. Because I believe the individual who is peaceful will contribute better to a greater grade of peace in the community and even the country. So this year, as I mentioned to you in the previous chat, this year is a bit sad because it's a pandemic time. So Pandai can do activity on site. So we focus everything online on, and also yes, and we also do online peace class, and we focus on inner peace and mental health. So today maybe we can share each other that can be useful for our community. What is the contribution of peace education and art in this hard time of pandemic? Especially today, it's a peace day. So how can we cultivate our inner peace to be a better person and to stay sane even though we are in lockdown? So Jakarta just start another lockdown, Vera.
Oh, it's really sad to hear. Well, this year has been indeed very, very different from all the others, and it definitely came with the new transformations on all fields. So
Yes.
this has been something that we have been also following up with what you are doing. It's really amazing work you're doing, guys. Thank you so much for this, and it's really inspiring at the same time. Indeed, arts and inner peace is very, very important at this particular time, because we are all, if not at the moment, previously have been in the lockdown, and this is something unusual for the people, because we humans and in our nature are very social, very depend on communication, depend on this interaction between the humans. So it's been something very, very different, and I truly believe that arts play a huge role in this particular time. Basically, what people are doing with arts is at the fundamental and the very basic situation. When you have something to do at home regarding musical instruments and drawing, let's start with these basic arts: dancing, performing, composing, whatever that person's background is. It's really giving them this space to express themselves, and at the same time communicate and connect with others, which is really interesting, because it's usually it's a way to express themselves, in which you usually can do with words, right? So, and people find the connection even if they are not really indulged or if they are not part of arts. They also find this voice. They understand it, and it's something that's very, very, very humane, and it's a language everyone can understand, right? And today is a way we are entering a different era, which is the era of virtual world, maybe, if we can say it. And today it's all about the visual and visual content and content creation, and people are really entering into this, and it has become very easy and very simple for everyone to be part of this. With the help of of the internet, and the tools which are present for everyone. So it's really important to really for everyone to be part of some kind of artistic expression in order to be able to express themselves virtually, or even if not for to be shared with the others, they can be having themselves within their own environment or setting. Yeah, basically, you are absolutely right. Art is very important. What we have been seeing in the last few years, especially this year, within our area, a lot of youth have been. It's really inspiring to see this, and a lot of youth are entering into the arts domain lately, and it has been really weak before because there was no opportunity or chance for youth to learn arts or to see arts. It was something really far away for the people of North Biqa. As I said before, because there were no facilities, no education. Even in schools, you can't find arts and cultural programs. So today we are seeing youth playing their guitars, filming their own songs, creating new songs, like, working with others, virtually cutting the videos, bring them together. It's really interesting. You can see the passion. You can see how people are getting themselves out of the situation, of the stress, of the all this built around them environment, which is really causing this mental pressure and psychological pressure because it's something unusual, and other people are also interacting with them, and also are really it's being helpful for others as well. So also youth are trying to create this environment for the others. So through bands who are playing online for the people, the concerts, the events. It's also a type of getting out of the situation for the others. Also, it's really when you are in different emotions, you usually go back. It's something everyone I think does. We go to music. We listen to a certain genre of songs of music. So it's really an escape. And I think it's really very, very effective in dealing with such situations. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. So, conducting a virtual concert. I think that's a very interesting initiative to help to stay together in this hard time.
Yes, indeed. As it was also at the beginning of the lockdowns in Italy, in Europe, people were getting out on the balconies and praying for each other. It's really creating this bond with people, and even the ones who are living maybe in remote areas and in houses, we are all now connected with the internet. So it's really also something that you can pass on through virtual media.
Yes, that's true. In Indonesia, I think there are also many musicians collaborate to conduct virtual concert, also raise funding for tackling COVID-19 to support the doctors. Yes, but it's a bit sad for some parts in rural area of Indonesia, especially in the eastern part, that still do not have access to internet. So, especially the educators and the teachers. I have some friends who also teachers in the rural area without internet. So we try to brainstorm how these kids still can study and have fun even though in time pandemic. So usually the teachers just try to make the materials and do the photocopy for the materials and then send the materials in each and every house of the student, and there will be guidance inside that, and then the teacher also translate that into the local language, because even though the national language is Indonesian, but there are still some places the kids who do not really speak fluently in Indonesian, so they need to bridge with the local language. It's interesting.
Wow. That's really inspiring. I didn't expect that. It's really a great job that the teachers are doing, and I understand it's some big effort, and especially in the pandemic situation, it's really amazing because children really need this space. Even if it's not an actual space, it's materials. It's something that they can truly work on, and at the same time enjoy it and feel that they are actually doing something that is really important. Yeah, it's really inspiring what they are doing.
Yes. Wow. How about in Lebanon? Is there still any place that cannot access internet?
Basically, no. Internet has passed all over the Lebanese territory, but unfortunately, we have this. We have two issues. Some areas have really weak connections, which, due to the technical and the types of materials used, I don't know, fiber optics and this, which hasn't really reached these areas. At the same time, we have an electricity issue, so it keeps going on and off, and sometimes even reaches. It is really weak, so this definitely affects the internet connection and accessibility to the network all the time. So it's a bit of a challenge for a really great number of people.
I can understand. Yes, that's true. Especially in the area without internet in eastern part of Indonesia, somewhere in Maluku and then Nusa Tenggara and also Papua, they also do not have access to electricity. So sometimes they get electricity, but just for several hours at night. That's it. Just.
It's very similar to our situation.
Yes.
That's really, it's really sad to hear that with all the technologies that the world has reached today, there are still people who are really out of it, and it's really not fair. And well, it's really saddening to know that.
Yes. But at least there are also several communities that I know also collaborate with Pandai, try to think so hard about that and make very fun board games or how to say, like collect the books, the second-hand books, so we can donate also toys for the kids who do not have access to internet. So I think there is always alternative for this, especially in
Definitely.
we try to use all kinds of means that we can try, and and but virtually, it's been 21 days. We posted posters that try to encourage people to have inner peace and mental health every day. It's actually just simple poster, and it's in two languages, in English and in Indonesian. And it's also posted into other communities in Human and also the Titik Temu. It's a school of multiculturalism in another island in Sulawesi. So try to how to say, like give positive affirmation every day for our followers in social media. For example, today our poster says that inner peace before outer peace. So you should take care of your inner peace first before you try to contribute to peace outside yourself, something like that. So that kind of we are making every day until 13th of September, and I hope it can be useful, even though it's just a small thing.
It's really important because you're establishing this environment for your followers and everyone who can actually reach this. It's really important to have inner peace before outer peace, because you can't give something that you don't have usually. So it's really very important, and what you're doing, guys, it's very very crucial at this point. It's really important to really focus on self health and self let's say motivation, because when you don't have it, you can't give it, right? So it's really important. Wow.
That's true.
No, thank you, actually.
Thank you. And I think the other arts that I also love to use in Pandai is origami, the paper art.
Wow.
I have an example here, like this.
Wow, that's really amazing. Do you have you learned it recently, or do you know it before? It's really hard to. I can only imagine how hard this can be.
It's been several. Actually, I started falling in love to origami, especially paper crane, when I studied in US in Costa Rica, because I have a friend from Australia. Her name is Sarah, and she has peace movement called the Peace Crane Project. So then invited me to learn and then to promote this simple idea to kids and youths. Her idea was to making peace crane as many as possible, and then also usually came to schools, and then for example, the school in Australia will make this and write message on the wings and then send it to kids in school and something like that. So it will be like the symbol of friendship. I don't really like that, but the thing that I tell to my community in Pandai is I get inspired from Sarah and also from the one of the survivor of Hiroshima Nagasaki bomb. until she passed away in when she was 12 years old. She keep making this until I think 1,000 because she wanted to tell the world that peace is possible and we should make ourselves busy with arts and with peace because the effect of war is so severe because she got blood cancer because of that. So yeah.
As a result of, wow, that's really inspiring, and especially, wow, I have no words really. It's really a great initiative, and yeah,
Yes.
definitely, it's now has when you explained the story, well, it's really, wow, I'm really shocked, and it's really important because also as a symbol you are first it's a creative process, right, which is transforming a blank sheet into this token and icon of peace, which is really a symbol of this transformation, and which we all can be part of. And at the same time, when you give this token to someone, it's something that will it's definitely is going to make this spark with people. So wow, it's really inspiring. You should definitely keep on doing this, and maybe we can learn from you, definitely.
To make this.
Yep. Wow, that's really amazing. Youth and children usually, when they don't have, they don't have a purpose and they don't have an interest, it's definitely is going to, in most cases, to get them off road, and they will definitely may fall in really bad situations, which may result in violence. And this is the situation in most countries. So this is where violence usually comes from, because children don't have the passion, don't have the interest, don't have something to direct their energies to. So they really need something creative to work on. They really need this passion. And I think origami is a really great way to do this, because it's really interesting. It's you have unlimited options to create, right, from a simple piece of paper, and it's really amazing. The process, the result itself will be really rewarding for the children. It's really amazing, and it's the same concept with the arts, with different kinds of arts. It's really important to focus on this. It's really amazing.
And sometimes you don't really need to speak a language to collaborate with art, right? Because I tried by myself when I was in Costa Rica. I volunteer for 2 projects. One is in a house of like a safe house for kids in a vulnerable area, because it's like a drug trader area, and then once a week me and my Japanese friend, we came as a teacher to teach painting and also teach origami, and the kids were so happy even though I didn't speak Spanish, because in Costa Rica I speak Spanish, but it's for 6 months I volunteer for that, and they were so happy even though I didn't speak Spanish. And the second it was in the border of Nicaragua and Costa Rica. It's in a refugee camp, but the people came from somewhere Haiti, and then Cameroon, and then Cote d'Ivoire, and I also helped them to learn how to make origami, and we also made a very big poster, and then we t-shirt. The painting was "We Are One," so we want to emphasize. Even though now you are refugee, but one day maybe I can be refugee too, because it's just because